Dear child, the screen is still glowing, and you have opened the same message 3 times without answering it. Your mind keeps circling that small unfinished thing you told yourself you would handle tomorrow. You have felt the nudge, but hesitation keeps wrapping around it. Part of you is eager, part of you is tired, part of you is afraid to move too soon and regret it. And under all of that is one quiet thought you have barely admitted. What if this is my moment and I miss it because I keep waiting to feel more ready? My dear one, come closer. You do not need to stir yourself into panic to hear me clearly. I am not speaking to you through pressure, through dread, or through frantic urgency. The stirring you feel is not meant to make you afraid. It is meant to wake you gently. Beloved, there are seasons for resting, for grieving, for staying still long enough to heal what was torn. And then there are moments when the hour changes, quietly but unmistakably. This is one of those moments. Not because you suddenly have every answer. Not because the path ahead has become perfectly neat. Not because fear has disappeared from your body. But because something has opened. Something has shifted under the surface. A window of grace. A turning of timing. A tender invitation that will not always feel this close. Precious one, you have spent so long recovering from disappointment that caution has started to feel like wisdom. You have told yourself you were being careful. Sometimes you were. And sometimes, dear heart, you were only protecting yourself from the ache of hoping again. You learned to pause before speaking. You learned to delay before responding. You learned to wait until everything felt safe. Everything looked clear. Everything carried no risk. But that kind of certainty has never been the place where living begins. Sweet soul, there is a difference between discernment and delay. Discernment listens. Delay stalls. Discernment notices timing. Delay keeps asking for one more sign, one more guarantee, one more reason not to begin. And you, loved one, have been standing at the edge of a doorway with your hand already on the frame, still wondering whether you are imagining the light on the other side. You are not imagining it. Something meaningful is approaching. Not fantasy, not noise, not a glittering distraction meant to pull you off course. Something weighty, something real, something that carries consequence and possibility. That is why the nudge has returned. That is why the thought has not left you. That is why even when you try to distract yourself, the same quiet instruction comes back. Do not linger where action is needed. My child, I know why you hesitate. You have moved before and been misunderstood. You have answered quickly and later wished you had protected your peace. You have stepped toward good things only to watch them collapse in your hands. So now you wonder if hesitation might spare you pain. I understand that. I do not speak to you as one who ignores what has bruised you. I know how disappointment settled into your muscles. I know how self-doubt started dressing itself as maturity. I know how often you have whispered inwardly, maybe I should wait. Maybe this is not the time. Maybe I am getting ahead of myself. Beloved, there are times when waiting is holy, and there are times when waiting becomes a hiding place. This is not the hour to shrink back because fear learned to sound reasonable. This is not the time to keep polishing your plans until the moment passes. This is not the season to confuse overthinking with preparation. You are being invited to answer more quickly than your habits prefer. Not recklessly, not anxiously, not with frantic hands and a racing spirit, but with willing movement, with clear-hearted response, with the simple courage to stop postponing what you already know needs your yes. Dear heart, something important does not always arrive with thunder. Sometimes it comes as a quiet opening, a conversation you almost avoided, a message you almost ignored, a step that looks small to everyone else, but carries a hinge inside it. One decision can turn the room. One response can change the direction. One act of obedience can make space for what has been waiting just beyond your hesitation. Precious one, you keep imagining that the next part of your life must begin dramatically. but often it begins with something plain: a call returned, a form submitted, a boundary spoken, a place left, a truth finally admitted, a door answered before your doubts can talk you out of it. Do not despise the ordinary shape of meaningful change. The deep turning points of a life are often wrapped in small, immediate choices. Dear one, I am not telling you to rush your soul. I am telling you not to drag your feet when clarity has already come. There is a difference. Your peace does not have to vanish for movement to begin. Your hands may still tremble. Your thoughts may still wobble. You may still wish for greater confirmation. And still you can respond. That is maturity too. Not the absence of uncertainty, but the presence of willingness inside it. My dear one, you have spent enough time thinking about what might happen if you act. Now consider what may be lost if you do not. Not as threat, not as fear, simply as truth. Opportunities are not always loud, but they are alive. Timing matters. There are moments when a heart softens, when a path clears, when provision gathers, when an opening stands just long enough for a brave response. If you stand still forever waiting to feel invincible, you will call mistiming by gentler names. You will call it wisdom. You will call it humility. You will call it caution. But beneath those names it will still be reluctance. Sweet soul, I am not asking for frantic striving. I am not demanding that you prove devotion through speed. I am guiding you toward readiness, toward responsiveness, toward the kind of living that notices when the river rises and does not keep building camp on the bank. Yes, there is a river here, not one to fear, but one to notice. Its waters are moving, and they will not remain in exactly this place forever. You do not need to force the current. You do not need to control it, but you do need to stop pretending it is not moving. Beloved, the blessing ahead is not only the thing itself, it is also who you become when you answer rightly. Quicker to listen, slower to doubt what has already been made plain, less tangled in the opinions of others, more able to honor what is placed in front of you without endless inner debate. This is about more than one moment. It is about alignment. There are patterns you have outgrown, patterns of delay, patterns of second guessing, patterns of needing to feel perfect before you begin. Those patterns cannot go with you where you are being led, because where you are going will ask something new of you. Not constant speed, not pressure without pause, but readiness. The readiness of someone who no longer treats every open door as a trap. Dear one, hear me carefully. You do not need more worthiness to step into what is opening. You do not need a more impressive story. You do not need to become a different person before you answer the moment that is calling you now. You need honesty. You need softness. You need the courage to admit that part of your delay has been rooted in fear of being seen, fear of being wrong, fear of beginning something that matters. I know. When something feels small, you can manage it. When something carries weight, it touches every old wound. It stirs questions about whether you can handle it, whether you deserve it, whether it will disappear once you reach for it. But loved one, you are not being teased by possibility. You are being met with invitation, and the invitation is not to panic. It is to participate. That is different. Panic says, run or you will lose everything. Invitation says, come now. Do not linger outside what has been opened. My child, you have asked for direction. You have asked for a clearer sense of timing. You have asked for a sign that it is okay to stop circling and begin. This stirring is part of your answer. The recurring thought, the returning nudge, the steady unrest that does not condemn you but keeps turning your face toward one needed act. Do not dismiss it just because it came softly. Not every true instruction arrives with spectacle. Some guidance comes like a hand at your shoulder, gentle and firm, saying, now, dear heart. This part. Take care of this now, precious one. The thing approaching may not look the way you imagined. When you heard that something larger was coming, perhaps you pictured applause, recognition, sudden ease. But what is ahead may first appear as responsibility, as necessary change, as a decision that asks you to become more honest, as a step that rearranges your familiar rhythms. Do not mistake importance for immediate comfort. Some beautiful things arrive wrapped in disruption. Some answered prayers first look like rearrangement. Some long-awaited openings require you to release old habits faster than you expected. Beloved, this is why responsiveness matters. Not because I want to keep you breathless, because when the next part comes, it will need room. Room in your schedule, room in your mind, room in your habits, room in your heart. And some rooms do not become available unless you move. You have felt cluttered lately, not only in your surroundings but inwardly. Too many delayed choices, too many things half decided, too many quiet knowings left unanswered. That heaviness has not only come from how much there is to do, it has come from carrying the weight of postponed clarity. Dear heart, unfinished things take up space. Delayed truth takes up space. Avoided steps take up space. And when something meaningful is drawing near, one of the kindest things you can do for your own soul is clear what no longer needs to sit in waiting. Answer what needs answering. End what needs ending. Begin what needs beginning. Not all at once, not with violence toward yourself, but sincerely, with clean movement, with calm obedience. Sweet soul, you have thought that stillness always means safety. Yet sometimes true peace comes after motion, after the call is made, after the form is sent, after the room is left, after the words are spoken, after the needed response is no longer hanging over you. Sometimes relief is waiting on the other side of action, not because action saves you, but because reluctance has exhausted you. Loved one, your exhaustion has not only come from what life has demanded, it has also come from resisting what your spirit already knows. That inner split wears you down. One part of you leaning forward, another part pulling back. One side saying go, the other whispering not yet, not yet, not yet. And all the while your energy drains into indecision. Beloved, let that split grow quieter now. You do not need to live dragged between knowing and postponing. There is mercy here, not accusation. Mercy, because I know you did not delay simply from laziness. You delayed because it mattered. You delayed because you feared loss. You delayed because if this next thing is real, it means your life cannot stay arranged around old protections. I understand. Still, my dear one, there comes a time when gentleness must also be clear. And this is that kind of time. Do not keep negotiating with what has already been placed before you. Do not keep asking for permission to remain half available. Do not keep searching for a version of courage that feels effortless. Courage often feels like a quiet decision made while your heart is still beating fast. That counts too. Dear one, the larger thing coming is not only external. Yes, something is shifting around you, but something is also expanding within you. Capacity, discernment, a stronger yes, a cleaner no, a quicker response to what is life-giving, a firmer refusal of what drains, distracts, or keeps you spiritually sleepy. This matters, because what comes next will not only bless the parts of you that are ready, it will also expose the parts still committed to delay. So let this moment train your heart in responsiveness, not rushed living, responsive living, not constant urgency, attentive motion, not pressure, readiness. There is a crossroads here, loved one, not the kind meant to frighten you, the kind that asks for honesty. One path says stay where it is familiar, postpone a little longer, call hesitation peace. The other says, step while the light is here, honor what has been shown, make room for what is arriving. You already know which path carries life. That is why you cannot get comfortable with delay anymore. Precious one, I am not counting how fast you can perform. I am watching for your willingness to answer. This matters to me because I care for you. I care about the life in front of you. I care about the opportunities that fit your becoming. I care about the people, places, and provisions that connect to your honest response. Yes, your choices touch more than you know. Not in a crushing way, in a meaningful way. One faithful step can open space for tenderness, for healing, for honest connection, for long-awaited change. Do not belittle that. Sweet soul, there are moments when movement is mercy, when quick obedience protects your peace, when answering promptly keeps fear from building a nest around the thing you were meant to do. So when the next nudge comes, when the next clear opening appears, when the next necessary response settles in front of you, do not treat it like a stranger. Recognize it. You have felt its shape before. It does not shout. It steadies. It does not flatter. It clarifies. It does not twist your insides with confusion. It creates a sober knowing. This needs my answer now. Beloved, that is enough. You do not need to decorate clarity with endless emotion. You do not need to wait until you are excited. You do not need to force yourself into some dramatic certainty. A clear enough knowing is enough. A gentle firmness is enough. A settled inner nudge can be enough. My child, there is relief waiting for you in responsiveness, because the burden of constant postponing will begin to lift. The mind noise will begin to settle. The heaviness of carrying what should have moved will begin to thin. And in that new space you will notice that peace returns not because nothing changed, but because something finally did. Beloved, I want you to understand this well. The significant thing ahead is not waiting for a perfect version of you. It is meeting the honest version of you. The one who is still tender, still learning, still healing, still occasionally unsure, yet willing. That willingness matters more than polished confidence, because what I can do with a willing heart is often greater than what the world can do with a dazzling one full of hesitation. Dear heart, if you move now in the places already made plain, you are not forcing destiny. You are cooperating with timing. You are aligning with what is ripening. You are making room for what cannot fully enter where everything remains half delayed. So answer the email. Return the call. Speak the truth. Take the step. Release the place that keeps you small. Make the appointment. Finish the thing you have known should not follow you into the next chapter. Not because every small act is the whole story, because small acts prepare the heart for larger stewardship. Loved one, there is no need to become hard in order to become ready. Stay tender. Stay grounded. Drink water. Wash your face. Sit quietly for a moment. Write down what is clear. Handle the next needed thing. Holiness often looks more ordinary than you thought, and so does readiness. It can look like a calm hand, a clear reply, a boundary kept, a quiet decision made without fanfare. That kind of readiness will carry you well. Precious one, even now you may feel a little resistance rising, a final attempt from old fear to keep you circling. That is all right. Fear does not get the final word here. It can make noise. It can tighten your chest. It can recite old stories about failure and regret. But it does not get to decide whether you answer what has been shown to you. Beloved, you are more ready than your doubt admits. You are more prepared than your past pain suggests. You are more capable of honoring timing than you have given yourself credit for. Do not wait for fear to fall silent before you move. Sometimes it quiets after the step is taken. Sometimes confidence arrives after obedience, not before. This too is part of your becoming. Loved one, the great thing approaching does not require your panic. It asks for your presence, your attention, your readiness to act on what is clear without turning every next step into an argument. That is the invitation, and it is gentler than pressure. It is firmer than passivity. It is wiser than impulse. It is simply this: when the moment opens, meet it. When the knowing settles, honor it. When the next step is plain, take it. Dear heart, you do not need to carry this night with clenched hands. You do not need to rehearse every possible outcome before morning comes. The coming shift will unfold in its time. Your part is not to control the whole horizon. Your part is to stay responsive to the light already given. That is manageable. That is merciful. That is enough. My dear one, I will not leave you to figure this out by panic. I remain near in the email, in the conversation, in the change, in the ordinary next step. I remain near when your stomach tightens. I remain near when you wonder whether this small response could really matter. I remain near when your hand reaches for the handle you almost did not turn. And later, when the shape of this moment becomes clearer, you will understand why the nudge would not let you rest. You will understand why delay started to feel heavy. You will understand why the opening needed your answer while it was still open. For now, you do not need the full picture. Only the next faithful motion. Only the next honest response. Only the next uncluttered yes in the place that has already been made plain. Sweet soul, be still for a moment now. Let the noise settle. Let the false urgency fall away, but keep the true readiness. There is no need to race. There is no need to freeze. Just stay available. Stay soft enough to hear. Stay clear enough to answer. Stay humble enough to move when the moment arrives. And if your heart trembles a little, that does not disqualify you. If your voice shakes, that does not cancel the step. If the path ahead is not fully visible, that does not mean the next movement is wrong. Beloved, the hour is changing. Something meaningful is drawing near. Meet it with the quiet courage of a heart that has learned not to worship certainty. Meet it with simple faithfulness. Meet it with open hands. And when you have done the next thing clearly placed before you, rest, not in passivity, but in settled assurance. The same love that stirred you will steady you. The same care that nudged you will keep you. The same voice that called you forward will remain gentle once you begin. So tonight, do not sink back into endless postponing. Do not make a home inside hesitation. Let your soul grow calm. Let your steps grow honest. Let readiness become a quiet part of you. I am close in this turning. Close in the small decision. Close in the larger unfolding. Close in what you understand, and close in what is still becoming. Go forward in peace, dear one. Take care of what needs your answer. Then grow still again. I will remain here, steady as ever, while the next part finds its way to you. Amen. Beloved family, this ministry is built on faith, dedication, and prayer. We remain committed to sharing these messages with sincerity. If you feel led to stand with us, you will find the support link in the description and in the comment box below. May the Lord bless you always.